Okay, so many of you have been saying to me how achy you're feeling. Now, at this point in the month, you've been working hard at your training programs. You've perhaps been progressing a little bit, adding the reps, increasing the number of sets, even adding some additional weight. So your body's going to be responding and telling you that, I know that we've been doing some work, I'm aching a bit. Now, aches are okay, but what you've got to make sure you do is you keep moving and keep nice and loose and really help your body recover, ready for your next session. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So we've got a nice little sequence of about 10 exercises that we're going to run through. Just follow along with me. Take your time. If you find one of these exercises particularly useful, spend a little bit more time on it. Okay, we're all different, so we have to listen to our bodies and give it what it wants. So we're going to start with some lying knee rocks. So lying on your back, arms out to the side, and get those palms up, open those shoulders. So then take your time to let those knees fall to each side, keeping the knees together. Just focus on breathing and just relaxing, just letting your body stretch out and loosen up. Okay, next one, you're going to bring one leg in, you're going to put the hand behind the back of the leg, and then you're just going to straighten that leg up. This is stretching out hamstrings, probably feel it in the calves a little bit as well. If you can't quite straighten the leg, you can always just sort of let the leg out a little bit like that. Or if you want a bit more of a stretch, you can pull the leg in towards you a little bit. And then switch over. Okay, from there, I want you to sit yourself up, place your feet back shoulder width apart, and then we're just going to rock the knees from side to side. So it's a bit like the lying knee rock, but this one focuses a little bit more through the hip joints rather than through the lower back. Just take your time rocking from side to side. Okay, so now we've loosened those off, we want to go into a bit more of a stretch now. So 90-90 position. So front leg at 90 degrees, back leg out at 90 degrees behind you. And we're just sort of going to rock into the stretch. Some of you will be able to come all the way down here. Some of you might even find just getting into this position tough. So you'll see when I move on to my other side how tricky that is for me. Because this hip's quite mobile, my other one not so much. So just a few nice gentle rocks, stretching that hip out, and then spin yourself round. So this one's a lot more challenging for me on this side. So what I can do is I can just lean out to the side a little bit if I need to just lessen that stretch off, or you can try and sit up a bit more upright to get yourself a bit more of a stretch through that hip. What's important is that we're just mobilising, just taking our time and stretching through. Okay, so now we're coming into this position. So hands and knees, but bring the hands a little bit closer to the knees. Okay, from there, I'm just going to round over and stretch the other way. Time. This shouldn't be a big stretch, it's more just gentle, loosening up the shoulders and the upper back. Okay, now you're going to come into a rock back position. So hands and knees, but knees as wide as you can. So I'm just turning side on just so you can see how wide the knees are. And then what you can do if you can is come down onto your forearms. From there, rock back into a stretch and then come up. Back down onto your elbows. And you can just mobilise there, forward and back, stretching those hips out. If you want to make that a little bit more gentle, you can bring the knees closer together. So just stretch those hips out. Okay. Now we're going to come up into this position, hands nice and wide, and we're just going to rock our shoulders from side to side. You're going to feel that stretch as you come on, all on the arm that's straightening out. So just gentle. You might even get to the point where you can get that cheek and shoulder right down to the floor, but don't force this. This is just a gentle mobility drill. Just to warm up the shoulders and stretch those chest muscles out. So now I'm going to do a kneeling stretch. So kneeling position, we're going to stretch this hip flexor on the front, but then we're just going to throw some arm circles in as well, just to make it a little bit more dynamic. As you stretch up, you're going to feel more of a stretch up through the body, come back down. So you're going to hold that stretch while we do 10 big circles. And then switch over, hold that stretch, big reach up, controlled deep breaths. Okay, so you should hopefully be feeling nice and loose already. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into a toe touch progression. So we're just going to start coming down past the knees and then up overhead. And each rep, I just want you to try and reach a little bit lower to the ground. So if you've got tight hamstrings from deadlifts, lunges, anything like that, this one is slowly going to coax them round and hopefully have you feeling a lot better. If you can get all the way down to the floor, then amazing. But if not, just work within the range of motion that you do have. And what you can then do as well, just to finish off, is take it a little bit wider and just keep that progression going. Maybe 3 or 4 before you take your feet wider again. Okay, then a little bit wider, down, and back up. Okay, one last go, nice and wide, sinking down, and stretching up. Ooh. Shake everything out. So hopefully got you feeling nice and loose. You can run through that sequence again, but just doing something like that, then going for a nice little walk, anything just to get the blood flowing through your muscles is really going to help and get you loosened up, ready for your next workout. Remember, it's about working out as hard as we can, but then recovering and then building back up to that next workout. So even though this stuff doesn't take very long, it's not going to get you out of breath, it still has a lot of importance in helping you feel good and work out really well. So enjoy.